The matter I want to speak about, to get straight to the point, is a very important issue, especially in times of fitna, in times of confusion, in times of darkness, in times of storms where people are being thrown left and right and confusion has taken place. And that is the importance of irtibat, or sticking to the Ulamaa. The importance of sticking to the scholars. And there's no doubt that this is the way of those upon the Da'wah Salafiyya. And there's no doubt that this is the minhaj al-Salaf al-Salih. And there's no doubt that one cannot stay upon this minhaj and be well grounded in this minhaj unless one does in fact know who the scholars are and have a connection to the scholars. So in this way, if we are looking for sa'ada or happiness in Salafiyya, we first must preserve our Salafiyya and make sure that we maintain our Salafiyya and that we're upon our Salafiyya. And this is done by sticking closely to the scholars. And if this is done, and this is understood, then of course the need to stick to the scholars in times of ease is one thing, and the need to stick to them in times of hardship is even more and more and more important. Allah Ta'ala said, are they equal, those who know and those who do not know? And they are not equal. And Allah said, these are parables, تِلْكَ الْأَمْثَالِ نَضْرِبُهَا لِلنَّاسِ, that we show to the people, but no one understands them إِلَّا الْعَالِمُونَ, except those who have knowledge. And Allah says He raises the people up in degrees, those who believe, وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمِ, and those who have been given knowledge. He raises them up darajat, upon levels. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has stated that whoever Allah wants good for, يُفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ, He grants him fiqh, He grants him understanding of deen. And the opposite of that matter is true, that he who Allah Ta'ala does not want good for, then He does not grant him understanding of deen. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has stated that he who takes a path in which he is seeking knowledge, Allah will make the path for Jannah easy for him. And the angels lay down their wings out of respect or mercy for him, and out of being pleased with what the student of knowledge is doing. And everything in existence in the heavens and the earth make dua for him and seek the forgiveness of Allah for him, even to the degree of the fish in the ocean. And the virtue of a scholar over a worshipper is like the virtue of the moon at the time of Badr over the rest of the planets. And verily the scholars are the inheritors of the prophets. They do not inherit dinar and wala dirhama, not gold pieces or silver pieces, but what they inherit is knowledge. So this is something that must be understood. And Imam Ahl Sunnah, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal Rahimullaah said, as you all probably have read in his introduction to Ar-Radd ala Jahmiyyah, the response against the Jahmiyyah, he said that there is a biqaya, a small amount or existing amount of Ahlul Ilm, calling those who have dalla, who have went astray, ilal huda, to the guidance. And they are patient with the harm that comes to them upon guiding the people. They revive and bring back to life with the book of Allah the dead. Yuhyuna bi kitabillahi al-mauta. They bring back to life with the book of Allah the dead. وَيُبَشِّرُونَ بِنُورِ اللَّهِ أَهْلِ الْأَمَى. And they give sight back to the blind with the light of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. فَكَمْ مِنْ قَتِيلٍ لِإِبْلِيسَ قَدْ أَحْيَاهُ. How many people have been killed, taken out by Iblis? And Ahl al-Ilm, Ahl al-Sunnah, Ahl al-Athar, Ashab al-Hadith, they have brought them back to life and resurrected them. وَكَمْ مِنْ ضَالٍ طَاعٍ. And how many people have been astray? They have guided. How great is their effect upon the people, and how evil the people's effect is upon them. They remove from the book of Allah the distortion of the extremists, the false claims of the false claimers, and the misinterpretations of the ignorant. Ahl al-Hadith, Ahl al-Ilm. It is enough for them that they have protected the deen of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. They have been guards regarding the deen of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. They're protected from being polluted. They're protected from being infiltrated and dirtied and made filthy. They make sure that that which has come is sound and clear as it was sent down from the heavens upon the heart of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Imam Ahmad Rahimullaah says, An-nasu, the people, muhtajuna ila al-ilm, are in need of knowledge. Hajatun masa, a severe need. More than they need for ta'am, for food, more than they need. ها؟ ايش هذا؟ لا ليس لي. هذا صاحبنا. أنا ما أعرف. More than they need for fear, more than for food, more than they need for drink, because food and drink you only need once in a day or twice. But the knowledge you will need as long as you are breathing. The knowledge you are in need of it as long as you are breathing. And Imam Hassan al-Basri rahimahullah said, Inna hadhihi fitna. Very these matters of fitna, these days of fitna, trial and tribulations, when they are approaching, before the fitna actually takes place, it is known by the scholar. But once it happens, once everyone has become confused, once that which was clear becomes unclear, once heads start to fly and blood is shed, then everybody knows it. Everybody knows it, even the jahil. They say, oh, that was a fitna. But the alim, the scholar, knew it, and he seen the beginnings of it, and he warned against it before it happened. Verily, there are many verses of Quran and Sunnah, many texts that talk about the importance of knowledge and the importance of those who carry the knowledge. And inshallah ta'ala, this is something that we need to understand and reflect upon. And there are many books in particular talk about them. I'm sure the brothers know about Jami' al-Bayan al-Ilm wa Fadlih li Ibn Abdul Barr. Jami' Bayan al-Ilm wa Fadlih li Ibn Abdul Barr. And this is a great work talking about knowledge and the scholars. If you're not familiar with it, become familiar with it, inshallah ta'ala. So this is something that we need to know about. The scholars, hafidhahumullah, may Allah preserve those who live amongst us, and may Allah have mercy upon those who have passed away. Who are they? Who are the scholars? Everyone claims these days that this person is scholar and that person is scholar. So it's important for the ones upon Dawah Salafiyya, and the ones who are upon the way of Ahl al-Athar and Ahl al-Hadith, the ones who are in fact Ahl al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the ones who are in fact upon the haqq, that they know who the scholars are. It has been mentioned that the one who has a right to be called an alim, these people are qalilun jiddan. They're very few. And we won't be exaggerating if we say that they're rare. Because the scholar has certain qualities that apply to him that most of those who connect themselves to knowledge today don't possess. فَلَيْسَ الْعَالِمُ, the scholar is not مَنْ كَانَ فَسِيحًا بَلِيغًا, who can speak well and who's articulate. Doesn't make him a scholar. Who fasih, who baligh, he can talk. That doesn't make him a scholar. The scholar also is not the one necessarily who writes a bunch of books, or someone who takes a manuscript that has dust up on it in one of the old books libraries and takes it out, blows off the dust, and then does tahqiq of it, corrects it. It doesn't make him a scholar. If we judge a scholar on these type of things, how many books he has, then we would be making the scholars a small group of people, or we would have been, actually we'll be entering everybody in the arena of scholars. And this is what in the minds of most people when they think of alim. If you were to ask someone, you step out, you say, is this, who's a scholar? Name to me 5 scholars. Name to me 6 scholars. And you will be astonished by the statements that you would get. We continue on by saying, in most people's mind, they are taken in. They are tricked. They are conned. Many of the Amma and the general people to think that if somebody speaks classical Arabic, or if he speaks well, he's articulate, or he can give a strong khutbah, then it makes him a scholar. Or that if he writes a book, then he makes him a scholar. And that therefore they have a position of astonishment with these people. But